act like nothing bothers you. What if I told you that pretending not to care is the secret weapon of history's greatest leaders? Imagine a Carthaginian general facing Rome without flinching, as if the future of the world were irrelevant, and yet deciding its fate. Have you ever felt the weight of opinions, of critical gazes, of expectations pushing you into a corner? The truth is that real strength is born the moment you stop reacting to everything and start shaping your own path. So stop listening to the external chaos. The power to remain unshakable is within you, waiting to be activated. Mastery of the mind, the key to personal power. In moments of chaos, he draws inspiration from Caesar before his troops. That inner silence forges victory. He recognized that true power is born from controlling every thought, like holding the reins of an invisible empire. Without bowing to external provocation, he keeps his inner voice firm, ignoring the noise that tries to divert him. The mental warrior's journey requires the courage to calm the agitated mind and listen to the whisper of reason. And it is this silence, filled with focus, that prepares him to discover the invisible foundation of discipline that follows. Invisible discipline is the foundation of achievement. He compares self-discipline to the Roman army that, without trumpets, marched steadily in the distance, sustaining unseen conquests. For him, true strength is born from silent habits formed far from the public eye, like centurions testing their soldiers' loyalty in secret training. Every intentional gesture, even the simplest, becomes a brick in the invisible wall that builds castles of achievement. Without this hidden foundation, grand plans become houses of cards at the first breath of doubt or laziness. And it is on this firm ground, built in inner silence, that the next step towards strategic strength comes to life. Silence as a strategy of strength. He observes silence as the Seine guides ships without being seen, yet establishing safe routes for those who dare to navigate. In the heart of the Roman Republic, those who remained silent before the Senate gained an aura of mystery and respect, choosing each word with care. His silence functions as both a shield and a lens. It protects from attacks and expands his inner vision before acting. By remaining silent, he gains time to reflect, like generals calculating every move on the chessboard of history. And while others vociferate, he prepares for the next move, ready to show his discreet strength. Self-control versus destructive impulses. He recalls the fall of Nero, who, dominated by rage, set Rome ablaze in an impulsive fit, proving that unchecked emotion destroys empires. He learns that holding back an impulse is like unsheathing a sword only when victory is certain, avoiding unnecessary wounds on his own path. By keeping his mind firm, he repels the anger and anxiety that whisper of easy shortcuts, remembering that true power grows from mastering instinct. Each time he controls an impulse, he builds an invisible wall against poor choices, feeding his conscience with a silent victory. And from this internal victory, he prepares to build an unshakable stance against any unjust criticism. Unshakable posture in the face of criticism. He evokes Marcus Aurelius in the Senate, who, even surrounded by harsh voices, maintained his composure without needing to offer explanation. For him, understanding that the opinions of others are merely shadows allows him to stay firm in his purpose, without bowing to their judgment. Every unfair criticism, like the cutting words of political rivals, becomes mere wind that fuels his inner flame, not affecting his structure. He learns that there is no need for justification when conviction is as solid as the marble of an ancient temple. And so, with an erect posture, he moves forward to use pain as fuel for evolution, transforming pain into fuel for evolution. He remembers Spartacus, forging his strength from the whiplashes of cruel training, converting every blow into unshakable determination. Facing suffering for him is to sharpen the blade of his character rather than dulling his mind with futile distraction. Every unshed tear becomes raw energy, fueling the ambition to overcome limits that once seemed insurmountable. Like warriors marching over muddy terrain, he presses on, transforming the weight of pain into forward momentum. And with this internal fuel, he prepares to reveal the invisible character that flourishes far from a strength behind the scenes. Invisible character. He draws inspiration from the builders of Roman aqueducts, whose work took place far from sight but guaranteed water and prosperity for the empire. For him, true character is built in discreet actions, daily practice, hidden sacrifice, and silent consistency. Like artisans who shaped marble in closed workshops, he works internally, knowing that the brilliance will emerge at the right moment. Every uncelebrated effort is a firm foundation, sustaining greater goals when the light shines upon his path. And while others seek the spotlight, he prepares for the final stretch, knowing that silent victory never announces its arrival. The finish line never announces it's near. He recalls the legions that, after endless marches, stumbled just a step from victory because they thought they had reached the end too soon. For him, giving up before the last breath is like abandoning an unsuccessful Roman siege, losing everything to momentary exhaustion. Silent persistence becomes his invisible banner, keeping him in motion even when the world around him screams for a pause. Each step taken, however imperceptible, brings him closer to the triumph hidden beyond the horizon that insisted on seeming unreachable. And it is this final push, cultivated in darkness, that equips him to maintain a posture above explanation, even when no one else is watching. A posture. Above. Explanation. He invokes the image of Alexander the Great before demanding courtiers, who maintain the elegance of his gestures without needing to detail his plans. For him, respect springs from firm actions, not from 1,000 justifications scattered to the wind. Each confident step and every steady gaze serves as sufficient proof of his conviction, dispensing with long speeches. Just like kings who inspired armies merely by raising their standard, his posture speaks louder than any word. And this silent presence, already charged with meaning, becomes the mark that prepares for the even more powerful silence of the next topic. Unsettling silence, the mark of the strong. He evokes the Hellenic warriors, whose quiet gazes before battle instigated greater fear than any war cry. For him, silence charged with purpose is sharper than a blade, standing out amidst the turmoil of those who shout to disguise their insecurity. Every restrained gesture, every strategic pause in conversation functions as a reminder of his internal mastery, leaving listeners uncomfortable. Like sentinels who watch the walls without a sound, he demonstrates real power by not needing to prove anything. And with this provocative stillness, he prepares for the grand introduction that will reveal the hidden secret behind all this strength. Now it's your turn. Now it's up to you. Put this silent self-control into practice and see real changes happen. Are you ready to keep a firm mind when the world around you crumbles? What would happen if, instead of reacting, you mastered every impulse and turned criticism into fuel for growth? Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment telling us what the greatest challenge you've ever faced without being shaken was, and hit the notification bell, because this journey of inner power has just begun. I've got another video for you right here. Check out this next video.